Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Now, I've only done one of these, so this is going to be a Roy's Rants episode 2 because I am a little bit heated. There's going to be no script on this one, it's just going to be a pure rant because something is getting me a little bit annoyed online. So Opal valuation certificates were the first thing that I did a rant on because they are absolutely ridiculous and just thinking about it makes me angry. But this one is going to be about AI Opal pages. So Facebook lately has been inundated with AI Opal stuff, and I'm not talking about just people being creative and trying to come up with logos and stuff with the help of AI. I use AI myself a lot at work for this YouTube channel, well mostly for the website. With AI you can learn things that would take you countless hours scouring YouTube for the best tutorials. I've made some widgets and stuff for the website that I haven't released yet, but without AI, those things would have taken me months and instead it just took me days. It is an incredible tool and there are people, and I will show some stuff that is actually quite decent. Pretty good applications. For my YouTube channel, if I put a backing track on this one, it'll probably be made by AI. I just put some prompts in, get a little jingle that I just sit in the background while I talk over it. It's super useful for that because even the YouTube free music kept getting flagged by the copyright system and it was just doing my head in. So far with AI stuff, it hasn't happened yet, so I'm pretty happy. But on the screen you can see here, Blue Light Gemstones, a lot of followers, and if you look at the intro, Gemologist makes buying gemstones easier and convenient for you. Authentic and original gemstones, keep that one in mind. Maybe at some point in their history they were actually true to this. And when you click on things like the profile picture, look at that. I see some kind of opal. It's still pretty scuffed. It's not that great. The polish hasn't come up too well. Nothing too sus. I see that and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a page I can follow or whatever. If it's a person, then I'll just accept that friend request. As long as I see an opal in the front picture, I pretty much auto accept everybody. And this one looks fairly legit, holding it in the tweezers. I mean, it could be a stolen photo or something, but it looks okay, so I've just said okay to that. Obviously they do other gemstones, yep, all good, don't care. Got an Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, haven't checked these links, probably not going to, and a website. 80% recommended, 36 reviews, so they must be selling stuff as well. Now, what this page and many others have done recently is if I scroll down, bam, have a look at this. Honeycomb Opal 1 hour ago. What is your immediate response to something like this? Does this look like Honeycomb Opal? What this is an AI interpretation. So it's mixed up Dendritic Opal, I don't know what their prompt was, but this is a bit wild. Dendritic Opal, Opal play of color, and Honeycomb they've just taken as putting some hexagon shapes all throughout the face. This is ridiculous. But you look in the comments, that looks so interesting and beautiful. That is so darn beautiful. Yeah, the picture looks kinda cool, but it's not real. You don't get dendritic honeycomb opal that looks anything like this. This is just a figment of AI's imagination, which honestly I don't hate. It is very interesting to look at, it is pretty funny, but it's only funny and interesting to those of us that know opal. To other people, they think this is real and they think they can buy some somewhere. And then a place like this will sell it to them. And in the mail, who knows what they're going to get. If they get anything at all, they can just delete this entire page and start again. It's not that hard. They can probably pay for 420k followers. It's just ridiculous. Someone might have sold this page to someone and then they've gone ahead and just AI'd everything. And you can see in all of their recent photos, opal is a key target of all of these AI gemstone generators. And now you've got dendritic opal. So you've got your dendritic white opal, common opal, and then you've got this background glow of play of color. It's super rare to get any play of color in the dendritic opal. It's typically a common opal. And you can see in the comments, how much? Now at least I don't see replies saying $300, send me bank transfer or something. But then you've got here, pyrited opal, something that I certainly have never seen. And does it exist? Probably not. The way that pyrite forms, the way that opal forms, it's highly doubtful. And if you have a look at the fingers, this is the one thing that AI still hasn't gotten right a lot of the time, is the fingerprints. So that's something that we'll look at in a couple other photos that I've saved in the tabs. Pyrited opal. It seems like pyrited and dendritic opals are a huge thing for the AI. They really love it. I mean, dendritic opal is super cool, opal is super cool, I guess honeycomb is super cool. And when you start blending these things that aren't actually typically blended together in nature, it becomes pretty wild. I'd have no problem if they said this was AI generated. And then if I scroll further, these pages also do other stones. So here we've got fossilized agate. Now, because I know all of these other ones are AI, I assume this one's AI, but to someone like me that doesn't know agate very well, I could be fooled into thinking that that is fairly real. I mean, the whole photo is a little bit staged with the whole background and the little pebbles along the front. It looks a little bit too AI for me to believe. But, you know, there are photographers out there that can stage scenes and all that kind of stuff. So someone else in the comments might know this better than me, but to me that looks like it's a bit AI. And then you got pyrited quartz crystal. I don't know quartz that well. I don't know pyrite that well. This could actually form something like this, but I highly doubt it. Again, here, pyrited opal. It's like a strange mix of boulder opal or like a kind of painted lady with a host matrix of pyrite, which is just wild. And the problem with the AI is that it's getting so good, it does like to show that there's little inclusions in the face, some little hairline fractures, maybe there's some potchy regions before the flashes come through. But yeah, again, you see this whole staged background kind of thing, like the AI is really thinking rocks and magnifying glasses for some reason, and then you get this kind of AI look. This one is a classic. I also say this a lot. Opalized wood. There's a lot of opalized wood. It seems to be another clear target. And here you've just got a log that doesn't even look like it's been underground. And all of a sudden, across the face of it, you're just seeing opal just painted lady style smeared across the surface. For some reason, there's some up here on the bark as well. So it's got opal bark. It's a magical wood. If I could do that, I'd plant a forest, but it's just not real. And I recognize this name popping up already, asking how much on another post. That could be something that's organized or paid for as well. Dendritic fire agate, again, they're just blending a lot of stuff together. They get a wow. Opalized wood again, and it just keeps on going. Here's a wood inclusion opal where they've reversed it, and you've got the wood streaks inside an opal. So that gives you an idea of this one. There are heaps of other ones. Most likely, it's all going to be AI. I mean, that's certainly not fire agate, so that just goes to show that other materials are being faked as well. It's not just opal, but it's just opal that annoys me the most. Oh, Ethan's there saying it's fake. You'll notice he's on my friends list. I've had Ethan on my friends list for a long time. That's a name I recognize. Actually, this has 28 comments. So I'm hoping if we open this up, are people just roasting it? So Ethan's in there. Rockhound Gems, IA, AI, close enough. Does not look real, but there are question marks. So people are definitely uncertain. A couple of wows, but there are people just saying cute, AI, all that kind of stuff, which is very good to see. I'll show you what I do with these kind of posts. I actually had to unblock blue light gemstones, but if I go back up the top, this is what I do when they come across. I go to report post, pops up like this, and then I just go with the scam, fraud, or false information. I think that's the best fitting one. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I also just don't like it, but it is probably better to be sharing false information, probably. That'll be good enough. I process that, and then I go to their actual profile. Sometimes I do a report page. That's another way to do it, so that'll take you to the same spot and you can report it. But I also go ahead and do the old block, because I just don't want that in my feed at all. Oh, and because I just unblocked them for this video, I'm not allowed to block them again for 48 hours. Oh, cool. I'll have to remember to do that later. Anyway, they are not the only one. If we switch over, have a look at this. Dive into the dazzling depths of this incredible boulder opal. Boulder opal, guys. Somehow they've mixed up these kind of rings I see in like dyed agate. This doesn't look like a boulder opal matrix at all. The fingerprints, again, are all sorts of messed up. The fingers themselves are pretty messed up, but the AI is getting a lot better at fingers, so don't rely on that too much. And then you can see, we've got a little bubble of strange yellow body-toned green-red opal in the middle. A nice black, like, speckle trying to do something, almost like a yaowa nut. And yeah, it's just fake. And of course, Mike, good friend of the channel, very happy to see here's the first comment. Actually, this is probably ordered just because they're my friends. So obviously fake. Martin's in there with a fake. Chadwick, another fake. I'd have to see it in person. Looks AI. Yes. So at least people have a little bit of a hunch that it's looking AI. My first thought, AI. Everything they post lately is AI, true. Oh, there's actual tools for you to use that analyze images and tell you if it's AI, and that gave a 99%. And then you get this. So this gets pretty annoying. If it's AI, it's still beautiful. Another example, and it's a photo of an AI girl. I know this is becoming a big thing too, and I'm not as heated about that. And then you can see the replies here. It turns into a little bit of a tiny argument. I agree with Dennis here. It can be used to try to fool people into paying for something that isn't real or misrepresents the actual material, creating the perception that this is what the material will look like. For lapidary artists who work with this material, it is extremely upsetting. Don't you see the harm in that? It's not even just that. So if a page says that they're some kind of gemologist or something like that, some expert in materials, in rocks, in minerals, people see things like this and they think this is actually real. Then when you show them a standard boulder opal and they go, oh, I want the one with the blue squiggly lines outlining each of the opal layers, that's when it starts to become really annoying. And then you've got to re-educate someone, but they say, no, I've definitely seen it online. It turns into an argument. It's an absolute nightmare. So yes, I don't like the scamming, but I also just don't like the false information being out there. People are not getting educated correctly because now they're going to see stuff like this, and the images that it's generating are getting so good, it is fairly believable. Like I said, when I see an agate one, I'm not 100% sure that it's fake all the time. So it is a real issue. And then John, if anyone pays anyone on the internet, they are fools. This man must not buy opal online because that is what you do. In fact, a lot of things today we buy online. I have probably sent hundreds of thousands of dollars personally online to people to get goods. It's not an unreal thing to do. So if people/scammers are phishing and you buy it, who's to blame? So there are still people that are going to kind of defend this kind of practice, which is just not great. I also like that people are posting up things that are actually their real life stones. I think I've actually seen this video before. Must have been on this post or maybe somewhere else. So yeah, it's got a little opal with an actual bubble in it. You'll notice there's no wavy blue and brown lines. It's also not a boulder opal. I believe it's the only piece in the world like this. I have actually seen a couple others, but I do remember seeing this video in particular as well. Pure AI, chocolate and hydrophane opal from Ethiopia, from John. Another name I recognize. It's funny, I recognize a lot of the names in here, which is good. Opal in an opal, but it's not. Not sure this is real. So I'm really hoping that people like this see the responses that they get saying can't be, or they just scroll through these comments and see that everyone's saying it's AI. That's the only thing that's really saving this for me. Otherwise, I'd be absolutely losing my mind. So many people comment on these things and just say AI. I used to, but now I just report and block. That's the strategy. Here's another one. Nature's abstract art at its finest. Stunning boulder opals. So one, if they were boulder opals, real ones, they're definitely treated. I don't know what the treatment's done, but it's really changed the colors of the host material very strangely. But here, like I said, the fingerprints are starting to get a little bit better. It doesn't quite make sense yet, but they are getting a little bit better, and eventually the AI will crack it for sure. Another one, what are they saying? This is a stunning black opal. So it just looks like it's kind of gone a bit galaxy-like, and then it actually looks like they've tried to imitate a boulder opal rather than just a standard raw black opal. You can see boulder opal in the face, well, ironstone, fake ironstone. Even the sheen and everything on this looks weird. The reflection is of a window, like they've put it so that there's a windowsill behind, but the photo background is outside. There's so many things that give it away, but people don't really notice these things that well. And then you can see ones like this where I actually have pieces that are a bit like this, where you've got the ironstone streaks going through and then some strips of opal throughout. So at first I'd have a glance at this and think, oh, you know what, I do have a piece in the cupboard that looks like that. And then you look at the fingerprints, and they're not fingerprints. They've got these weird smooth fingers, and look at the proportions of that thumb. That is a weird thumb. This person has been stung by a bee or is having an allergic reaction to something that they touched with their thumb. And then again, the background is a little gemstone store kind of setup. And then again, you get to something like this. To me, this looks really cool. And then I see this beautiful trapped bee in the middle of a massive block of amber. I've seen things like this before, but there's something unnerving about how clear and clean that specimen is. It's got its wings like nicely displayed, its antennae, the legs, I think it's missing a few legs, and there's other bits and pieces just floating around. And then I look at the fingers, and again, fingerprints be missing. Thumb be a really weird shape and proportion. This person needs to stop chewing their fingernails and probably grow some fingerprints. And then the background, the classic shelves with gemstones on them. So again, AI image, but to someone like me at first glance, I see this and I think that is the coolest thing. I'd really like some amber specimens. But then if I hunt for a bee perfectly trapped in amber like this, am I ever going to find it? Probably not. And I want to finish this video with something that's a little bit more positive, a positive spin, just to wind down. This is Amazing Opals with a post. Has anyone else been using AI to generate cool ideas for opal jewelry designs? Check out some of these. This is what I really like to see with AI, because I would love to try to make settings like this. Impossible? Maybe some of them, but a lot of them probably possible, especially with the wire wrapping and stuff. People do even better things than that. I mean, the AI stone is terrible, but you could just imagine that with a nice big piece of Andamuka matrix or boulder opal or something. Even here, I could see this as the pearl opal, where you can get some of that New Zealand shell that I always forget the name of. I could imagine doing an inlay of that and then setting an opal in a bezel setting in the middle. Super cool triangle piece. If you're getting inspiration like this, it's pretty cool. And the post just has AI generated. Like, if you can just put an AI generated in your post, even if you are just trying to make a boulder opal with AI, just say, here's a boulder opal I tried to make with AI, check it out. Like, even that is fine. Just mention that AI was used and don't try to pass it off as real. And then you'll see the comments are way more supportive. Very cool. Which program? As long as we're talking about AI when we're posting these things, I'm perfectly okay with it. AI art generator, so there's a link, people can try their own. There's a cool piece. This is what you want to be using the AI for ideas, for just interesting things. I know people have been making logos and stuff for their opal businesses using AI, and I really like it. I play with AI, I make AI music. I made those little tribute songs for the other Legends of the Opal game on YouTube. My backing tracks, I do literature reviews and stuff with AI at work. All of it is super useful. AI is great. Nothing wrong with AI. It's just the way some people use it and they start making stuff like this. Or even worse, stuff like this. So I really had to dump that one out of my mind. It feels therapeutic just getting it out there. I know heaps of you would have seen the exact same thing. It is super frustrating. Again, just do the same thing that I did just before. So just go through the whole thing, report it, block it, all of that kind of stuff. And then just go ahead and block the pages. I can do it with this one because I haven't unblocked them recently. But yeah, like even these ones, real or fake, the way that it's sitting in the hand like this and the finger shapes and the fingerprints, it is fake. But if I just saw a picture of this part, I probably wouldn't even know. The AI is getting good and we have to be careful. But at least this one, I can go ahead and do the block, confirm, and there you go. I don't have to see them again. I can go about my day and see the real posts that people are sharing. Opal is a truly amazing stone and we don't need to be going through the AI process to actually get these. It doesn't even look as good as the real thing. Oh, feel better already. Anyway, after that, I'm gonna cool off. See you in the next one, guys. I have actually set up my pendant motor so I can go back to really pumping out some carvings, which is really good. But I'll also keep doing some flat lap stuff because I'm having a lot of fun with that as well. Good luck with your carving and I'll see you in the next one.